Floss Tube. It's me, Emmaroll'd Stitches, coming to you on this absolutely gorgeous and unseasonably warm afternoon in late February. Back to talk to you about some more of my favorite subject, cross stitch. I'm making my second video. I'd like to first off take a minute to thank everyone who watched my first video and left a wonderful comment. It was so wonderful to get such a warm and welcoming reception to this community. So thank you very much. It was really nice reading all the comments, and all the advice and opinions everyone gave helped me so very much. So without any further ado, let's get started. The first thing that I wanted to talk about today was show off another project that I had finished earlier in 2016. So I wanted to show off something that I finished. It's again something I gave away as a gift, so I don't actually have the actual project with me to show off, but I will insert a picture. So that project is a cross-stitch sampler that I actually designed and made for my parents' 30th wedding anniversary. I used a program on my computer to actually put it together, design it, and then I actually stitched it for them. So as you could see from the picture, I actually designed a picture of our house and then added some other design elements that were meaningful to my family, and then it all came together and I was really pleased with the end result. The house and then the bike in the lawn. My mom's a big bike rider, so I had to put a bike in there. The little ABC in the lawn to kind of make it a sampler piece. Then there's like a trellis that kind of goes around the verse, and there's 8 little hearts on the trellis. That is kind of partly to be symmetrical, but there are 5 children in my family, then my parents, and then I'm married. So all together there's 8 of us. So that's why 8 hearts. And then there's also, in the verse, the roots of a family tree begin with the love of 2 hearts, which I kind of thought was a nice verse for like a family sampler. So, and also, you know, kind of speaking to my parents, kind of being the roots that planted our family and brought us all up to be the family that we are. So very sentimental. And I started it on August 21st of 2016. I spent some time through the summer, late July and everything, designing it, picking out all the materials and everything, stitching it up. It started in August, and then their anniversary is October 11th. So I didn't have a whole lot of time. I stitched like a mad woman. It's probably like, I spent like some 12-hour days just in my stitching chair doing nothing but stitching. It was like probably the most that I've ever stitched. And I was able to finish it October 9th. I put my last stitch in. So I gave it to them, just kind of the fabric with the stitching on it, and they still really liked it. So I was able to give it to them just in time for their anniversary. And then I was able to bring my mom with me to the framing shop. She was able to pick out the framing that she liked. And so in that picture that you see, and I'll put it in there again so you can take another look. And in the picture that you see, the framing that my mom picked out and everything. So I think it turned out really beautiful. It hangs in my parents' house, and it's kind of a really nice thing to see when I go over there. So I hope it's something that'll stick around in the family for a very long time. Especially having my parents' house stitched into the sampler, I think is something very meaningful, because we've lived in that house since I was 7 years old. We've all kind of grown up there, and so that was a really meaningful piece to have in the sampler. But anyway, so that was a big piece that I had finished and I'm very proud of. So moving on, good segue to talk about some pieces that I have finished recently, and a big one that I am really proud of. I finally have finished a Wicked Plant from Barbara Anna. Here it is. I'm so, so, so happy with how this has turned out. I could not be happier. I love all the colors. It is so autumnal. I think it speaks for itself. It is so beautiful. So I left the 1809 year down in the corner of the border. I had thought about changing it to 2017, but I didn't want to try to figure out how to chart the numbers to look kind of the way that her numbers are. So what I actually did, because I had kind of charted my initials there, what I did, kind of Charlotte's Web style, was put 17 in the spider's year, in the spider's web there. So yeah, it's like my little Charlotte's Web spider guy. So if you can kind of see, I kind of did stitch the year in there. So I'm so happy with how it turned out. I think it's so colorful, but still subdued, and I'm so pleased with it. I just think it's so cute. So I'm gonna take it in to get framed. I'm so happy. So I started this one October 21st at a cross-stitch retreat with my local needlework shop, and I finished that on February 11th. So, so pleased with how it turned out. So happy. I'm so happy to have it done. I mean, I didn't stitch at all on it at all in the month of December. So I worked on it at the end of October and a little bit in November, not at all in December. And so then I started working on it again in January and then a little bit into February until I finished it. So not too long. It's not that big, but I'm so happy to have it done and so pleased with how it turned out. Next piece that I worked on and then have started and finished here since my last video was actually a Mill Hill kit. I showed this in my haul in my last video. It's Stars and Stripes. So I showed this one, I'd gotten it, and I really wanted to have it done for something I'm doing in March. And so there it is. Let me get my cardboard so you can't, the light. There it is. I think it turned out super, super cute. The colors are really quite nice. And the beads really make it pop. There's so many beads in there. And I really enjoyed the beading. I'd never worked on a beading project before. So this was my first experience working with beads, and I was really pleased with how well it turned out. I think they all lay really nicely, and especially the tiny ones, these tiny blue ones, the petite beads. Doesn't want to focus on them too well, but so you've got like the larger ones for the gold and the red, and those tiny blue ones. So what I'm gonna do with this one, I need to go get some like pretty coordinating felt for the backing, and I'm going to turn it into like a brooch to wear, kind of a big pin, but I want to be able to wear it. So I think that'll be really nice. So I'm gonna get some felt to back it with, and then glue on some little pin backings from the craft store. But I just haven't gotten to the craft store yet. So as soon as I get those, I'm gonna finish this one, final finish this one, and it's gonna be like a little pin that I can wear. Very, very pleased with how it turns out. So yeah, and that really didn't take me long. I started it on February 3rd and was finished with it by February 12th. And the cross stitching took me like 2 days, just a couple hours each day. And the beading only took me also like 2 days. So I didn't work on it solidly during that time. So a really quick little stitch. I really recommend it. It's such a cute little piece. It would be a cute little magnet too. And so I'd never done a Mill Hill kit before, and this is really like got me gung-ho. So can't wait to do another one. So let's move on. I'm going to talk about the things that I'm currently working on. So a big one, the doozy from last time I started the Flood by Plum Street Samplers. So here's the chart. a whole lot going on in it. Yeah, I don't know, the picture just doesn't, this little picture just does not do it justice of everything that's going on in there. So that's the little picture. Here is, gonna get my cardboard in there. Here's my progress. It's not a whole lot. This is like a probably a week's evenings of stitching. You know, probably 3 or 4 nights worth of stitching. I mean, that's only what? Yeah, 4, 5 rows. Not a whole lot. I'm slow, but I've been enjoying it. It's just brown, and then there's one green row up here at the top that I'm still kind of working on. But yeah, so what this is, the part that this is is like the tip of the boat, kind of right here. Kind of this center part of the boat before you get to the right before you get to the verse in there. So kind of started in the middle. So that's the entire width of the arc is shown right there. And the whole thing, I mean, it's, so just to give you an idea, that's just how wide the boat is going to be, like the entire width. It's going to be big. So I did decide, I'm taking a leap of faith. I'm stitching on the mottled side of my fabric. I'm stitching on 36 count vintage country mocha, and I'm just going with it. I had originally kind of thought that I would stitch on the unpainted side, the back side, just because I was worried that the variation would take away too much because with all the detail that's going on in that chart, I was just very worried that it would be too distracting. But everyone in the comments kind of amped me up and reassured me, and I looked at lots of pictures of other cross stitch that has been done on like mottled fabric, and I'm really, like, if I'm honest with myself, it's not that modelly. It's not that noticeable. So, and I guess the story that I'm going with is like, okay, so it's Noah's Ark. It flooded. Maybe the fabric got caught in the water and got a little ruined, got a little, you know, discolored. So I'm figuring the fabric helps tell the story of Noah's Ark along with what's going on in the picture. That's what I'm going with. So maybe we can tell ourselves that. So, but I'm happy to have started it. I feel like that was kind of the big nerve-wracking thing. So at least we're going on it, and it's gonna just be slow and steady progress. Once the arc is done, the rest will come together. So I'm just gonna keep chugging away. Okay, sorry I got interrupted there. So the next project that I have been working on since my last video is A Wife's Prayer from Erica Michaels. And this one is one from my haul in the last video, and I know I had originally said that I wasn't going to probably think about starting this one until like April, but I had gone to the store, my local needle workshop, and I had kitted it up and just kind of had a good feeling about it. I got really excited about it, so I decided to kit it up, or to just go ahead and get started on it. And so I put my first stitches in on February 13th. So this is what it looks like. Very pretty, very patriotic, big flag, lots of words, and then these really pretty kind of designs filling the sides. Got a couple specialty stitches kind of hiding in there. Very, very pretty. But when I showed it off in my first video, I didn't read it, what it says, all those words, so I figured maybe I would take a second and let you guys know what the wife's prayer is. Basically, it's kind of a wife's prayer for her husband who's in the military. So I'll just take a quick minute and read it. So it says, "Give me greatness of heart to see the difference between duty and his love for me. Give me understanding so that I may know when duty calls him, he must go. Give me a task to do each day to fill the time when he's away. When he's in a foreign land, keep him safe in your loving hand. And Lord, when duty is in the field, please protect him and be his shield. And Lord, when deployment is so long, please stay with me and keep me strong. Oh, very sweet. Kind of personal, so just wanted to just get a start on that. And so here's my little start. I didn't do much. I just wanted to kind of stick the first stitches in. So yeah, that's all. But I'm a middle starter. I like to start in the middle. So that is foreign land. So it's just the IGN land is what I got going on there. IGN land. So just a start, just somewhere to start, and I'm going to keep going. But I'm stitching that one on 40 count flax linen, and then I'm using the called for blue thread, which is Gentle Art Sampler Threads Freedom, but then it was calling for old red paint from the same thread line. But when I looked at that in the shop, it just kind of had this weird kind of rusty orangey brown shade to it. And yeah, I know everything looks different from the picture. You can't always rely on it. I get it. That's fine. But it just wasn't what I wanted. You know, kind of in the picture, you get this idea that it's kind of red and blue. And so I just kind of went on a search for kind of a more true red. And so I ended up going with red schoolhouse, or schoolhouse red from Gentle Arts Sampler Threads. So those are the two colors that are in here, and that's what I'm going to be using. But then I'm using just flax linen instead of it was calling for like vintage magnolia, which I don't know. It's kind of like modelly looking and I didn't want I just didn't want that old-timey kind of look. I wanted something cleaner. So I thought this was really nice, really neutral, very pretty. So I'm really happy with how that is going so far, and really excited to get that one finished and framed up. So I'm gonna kind of put a lot of work into that one here probably in the coming month or two. So next up, this is a new one. I haven't shown this one yet. It's sort of haul. So I just got this one here in the last couple of weeks and had to start it right away because I've had this one on order and it finally just came in, and I really, really, really like this pattern. But this is a sampler story from the Sampler Company designed by Brenda. So that's what it looks like. Sorry for the glare. But yeah, it's another big chart, but I feel like with all of the different blocks, it's going to break it down to make it kind of more manageable. Like each individual block finish is going to make it feel like an individual accomplishment. So I'm really happy with all the colors in this one and just all those cute little motifs, and it has a Noah's Ark, so I had to get it. Yeah, so a lot going on in that one, and it's really cute. The colors are just wonderful. Just wonderful. So I started that one on Valentine's Day, February 14th. I got a start, and here's where I am so far. It's a little lopsided tree. Where's my cardboard? There we go. So got my lopsided tree going. Haven't finished stitching all the leaves yet. I was working on it this morning, but those leaves are a little bit tedious. Just because, yeah, I'm stitching this on 36 count antique white linen, and as you can tell, you know, when I take my cardboard away, it is like super see-through. So I'm being very careful about not running my thread across any open space, because I really don't want you to be able to see the thread anywhere behind it after I frame it. So yeah, all that it's a little tedious. Each of those leaves, kind of having to run the thread through the tree trunk to get to the start of the next leaf and everything. So, but I got all the tree done. So, but So I just have to finish a couple more leaves, and then the dates go in the corner. So center starter, there's my tree right there. So I started right there. And she's got 2011 in there. I'm probably just going to stitch in the 201 and leave the last digit blank because I don't want to jinx myself by stitching in 2017. I feel like that'd just be bad luck. And so I'm just going to leave it, and then hopefully I will be able to stitch a 7 in there. But just in case, we'll leave it and see what happens because we got a lot going on this year. Anyway, but very happy. Like I said, the colors are just beautiful in this piece. And this square only uses 2 of them. And there's tons of colors. I love it. So very happy with that piece. Okay, so those are the Flood, the Wife's Prayer, and the Sampler Story. Those are the 3 pieces that I've been stitching on kind of in the weeks between this video and my first Floss Tube video. So quite a bit going on. And then plans moving forward. So in my first video, I talked quite a bit about the beloved Bible story sampler chart. So that's this one. You remember, okay? 8 beautiful Bible themed charts. Throughout this book. And my plan to stitch all of them kind of in a grid on one piece of fabric. So there's the plan. My update for this video, some decisions have been made. Okay, I was originally kind of flip-flopping between, okay, should I go with spacing these by design elements? Should I go chronological as they would appear in the Bible? I wasn't sure. Decision. I'm going to stitch them chronologically. It just makes more sense in my brain to have them appear along the fabric in the grid as they would appear in the Bible. It's just the way I want to do them because I want to make sure that when I stitch them, they're going to have kind of their little Bible attribution stitched underneath. And I was going to do that either way, and so if I'm going to be doing that, they should be in order. So that's what's going to happen. Then they're going to go in chronologically. So, yay, decision. And since there is only 8 in the chart book, I was going to design a 9th chart myself to stitch in there along with them. And I was kind of between, okay, should I do a chart with just like my initials and the date and some other like sampler things and like motifs and borders in there to fill space, or should I pick like another great Bible story and design another, like try to kind of emulate this design and design another one of those? So I flip-flopped. Ultimately, I decided to go with another Bible story because I thought, well, I don't want to do like a sampler block or anything like that because the blocks she's designed have other sampler things already going on. Like you have the Adam and Eve block has the alphabet in there, you know? So I don't want to do like my name and then like an alphabet because we've already got one of those. I don't want to be just repetition. And so, and then, you know, and then you've got the 10 Commandments and that one's got the numbers, so I don't need to do that. And I don't just want to restitch the borders from these pieces because I don't just want to do repetition of stuff you've already seen in the other 8 blocks. So I don't want to do that. So then I needed to come up with a 9th Bible story that would kind of fit in and look in place with the other 8. So more brainstorming going on and lots of calls with my sister to let her, you know, let me chat her ear off and be my sounding board about, okay, what should we do? And luckily she is a good sport about letting me just talk to her. So she was a big help in helping me make up my mind. So originally in my first video I had thought about, okay, maybe I should do like Father Abraham and the verse about your descendants will number as the stars, because we've got Moses in here, and we've got Noah, and we've got, you know, some of the other like big Old Testament people. And I thought no, and then I thought about, okay, well maybe we should bring the New Testament in here, and then I thought no, because all of these are Old Testament, so I can't do that. So eventually I thought, okay, we've got a psalm in here. We've got Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, okay? So I started brainstorming. I thought, okay, let's do another psalm. We've got one, and there's so many beautiful psalms. Let's do another one. So, drum roll, the 9th chart that I'm working on designing is going to be Psalm 119, Thy word is a lamp unto my feet. It's, I think, a beautiful sentiment, a beautiful verse. I think it's going to fit in really well with the other charts that are already in the book, and I don't think it's going to be terribly difficult to design. And I'm already kind of started. I wanted to have it done and be able to show you, but I've been doing a lot of stitching and not so much of like the actual designing part, so I don't have it to show you. But I kind of did like this pathetic, like just type the words in there and put it in a border. But so this is gonna be kind of the final layout when I actually come to stitch this. So chronological order, including the 9th chart that I'm going to stitch, provided that I don't actually change my mind at the last minute. Gonna throw that caveat in there. I might change my mind, but I probably won't. So we've got Adam and Eve creation, Noah's Ark, then you've got Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, 10 Commandments, then you've got as for me and my house we shall serve the Lord, then you've got Psalm 23, Lord is my shepherd, and mine, thy word is a lamp unto my feet, Daniel in the lion's den, Jonah and the whale. So there we go. And it solves the problem of breaking up the weird palm trees all in the center that I was not too happy with the other design. So this is the chronological order. This is the design that I think we're going to end up with. So I'll come up with some sort of design that'll go in that box, and then we'll stitch it all up. So I got that figured out, and I went to my needlework store and I kitted up for the project. So I bought fabric and I bought all my threads, since I kind of figured out what I was going to be doing, and I wanted to show the fabric that I bought. I ended up with a 32 count antique lamb's wool, and I wanted to go bigger. I wanted to go with like a 28 count or something like that. I mean, it's not a huge difference between 32 and 28, but due to like, I wanted something really specific for the color of the linen, due to all you have a lot of like beiges in the design, and so I had to go with, I was kind of limited with the color of the linen that I could choose, and so I went with this. It's like this really beautiful kind of rich brown. I don't think it's showing up super well in the camera. Hopefully you can kind of get an idea of that, but it's a really beautiful kind of neutral brown color, but it's not too dark. So we went with, antique lamb's wool. Big piece, but not too big. So here, I'll unfold it. So the whole piece is going to be that size. So yeah, there's going to be 3 down, 3 across, and then a border surrounding the entire piece. So I mean, yeah, it just gives you an idea. They're all going to be like awfully small. I hope I end up being happy with it. I'm sure I will, but I wish they could all be a little bit bigger, but I wanted to fit them all on one sheet of fabric, and I didn't want it to be like 100 miles big. So it is what it is. I can always come back and like stitch some of the individual patterns bigger if I especially fall in love with them, I guess. So I'm gonna be happy with it. I'm super thrilled. And I'm happy to have it kitted up, and as soon as I have that 9th chart ready to go, I'm gonna start stitching. So here we go. Just have to have some time to do the designing. So very happy with that. Okay, final thing I wanted to talk about today was a little bit of haul that I have gotten in the last couple of weeks. So I have gotten very interesting. I got this chart called Goodness and Thanks from Plum Street Samplers. But this was actually a piece that was designed for the Colonial Gathering Club. It's like one of those club pieces. So this is what the chart will, what the kit will make. It's actually a whole kit in there. I'll show it in a minute. But someone at my I go to like stitch in days at my LNS, and someone there was kind of doing some destashing, and I bought this from her. So I got really lucky. I just saw it and absolutely fell in love with the colors and the little pilgrims and this little scissor fob that it makes. Everything about it I just thought was really, really cute. And the colors are just fantastic. So it comes with the trim, it comes with all of the, careful not to show the pattern here, comes with all the threads, everything. So, and, you know, sorry, but with it being like the kit piece and the way I got it, I don't know that you can get it anywhere, but. So that's in my bowl of or my basket of like 2-stitch. I really hope to get that one done before Thanksgiving, and it's not very big, so yeah. And it's like the whole thing all together in one. So really excited about that. Okay, so I've also gotten a whole bunch more Noah's Ark charts. This is turning into basically a full-blown obsession at this point, and I'm going to need to be committed, I think. I've got a Weeping and a Blessing from Barrick Samplers, which I think is, it's Kathy Barrick is the designer. So, and it's like circa 2000 is when this is like copyrighted. So yeah, but here it is, a Weeping and a Blessing. It's a Noah's Ark chart. I thought it was a really, really cute Noah's Ark piece. And it says, and the rain doth fall, a weeping and a blessing. Kind of a really interesting verse on there. I'm not thrilled about the colors, but that's easy to change. I just really like, you know, those really interesting, distinct animals, and very excited about that one. Then I've got the Ark from La Di Da. This one I saw online and went on a massive chart hunt for it because I just fell in love with it so much. Something about it, like, I don't know if it was like the monochrome look of it, or it's like it almost reminded me of like cave painting, kind of like the primitive animals and the primitive people, and kind of that unique depiction, almost like you're looking like front on into the Ark, and it's like that cross-cut view into it. And I like how you have that water kind of down below it, like it's the Ark is sitting low into the water and it's currently sailing. And yeah, really, really interesting chart, really cool. Very happy with that one, and definitely on my 2-stitch very soon list, because I really, really like that one. And then my last one, this is another piece from the Sampler Company by Brenda Keys. This is a Noah's Ark sampler. Very cool. And this one says, and of every living thing, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the Ark. Sorry for the glare. This one's still in the plastic. But I thought that was a really sweet Noah's Ark design as well. Yeah, very nice. Like I said, I think this Noah's Ark thing is, might be a full-on obsession at this point, and I can't help myself. If I see a Noah's Ark chart, it's, I cannot help myself. So, and those are just the new ones that I've just bought, and the ones that I'm working on now, those aren't the ones that are like in my pattern stash in my bedroom that I haven't shown you guys yet. So I'll have to dig some of those out and maybe show some of those off. But yeah, I mean, so like I said, this one, I was super excited because I had ordered this one back in the fall, in October, and it finally just came in, like I said, here in February, and I was super excited when I did realize it has a Noah's Ark on it. Oh my gosh. Because I think at the time that I ordered it, I hadn't like fully registered. Oh, it's the Ark. Oh, Noah's Ark. Okay. Hadn't made the connection, but yeah. Had ordered it for other reasons, and it's like just a bonus that it has a Noah's Ark on it. So it's like extra good. So this is like 2017 is like gonna be the year of Noah's Ark stitching, I think. See how many I can get done. I'm super excited about it. It's super nerdy. I don't know. I just like it all very much. Yeah, the Bible. I mean, the Bible samplers have one. I'm doing the Plum Street one. This, and they like all have a Noah's Ark. It's great. I love it. Well, anyway, so that pretty much wraps up everything I was gonna talk to you and show you today. I hope you very much have enjoyed watching and looking at the cross stitch. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope to be back with another video again very soon. I hope wherever you are that you are enjoying the weather, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you!